All right. I think we are live. Norman, how are you today? ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. How are you?
Norman, doing good, not
Great.
too bad. Traveling, finally done traveling.
Oh,
I was out in Vegas this week,
oh,
and last week I was in Florida. So, man, it's been nonstop traveling.
oh,
So it was nice being back home last night. How's everything? How was the holidays?
uh,
How's Thanksgiving for you?
it was great, man. I went home, went to Panama, see some family there, and now I'm getting ready to host my in-laws for the holiday for Christmas. So
Oh, nice.
everybody's doing good.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that. And I know we talked a little bit about it last week on using your current clients and making more money, right? Offering tax advisory services in the next 12 months, and you're going to be going over that information. We're going to do that today.
Of course,
We're going to do some introductions. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us, whoever's joining us through the Zoom platform or any of our social media platforms. My name is Vicente Hernandez, sales manager here at Latino Tax Pro, and today we have our good friend Norman Dodge. He's running his Actually, he's bringing in a new solution with a new software on how to market your current clients with and implementing tax advisory services in the next 12 months. I know that's always usually a question that people ask, like, hey, how do I make more money? What else can I offer? I just don't want to do taxes. What else can I do? And Norman, if you don't mind, can you introduce yourself with our audience that don't know you? I know you've been at the fest and
oh,
you've exhibited before, but for those that didn't get a chance or an opportunity to come meet you, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
of course, of course. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, Vicente. My name is Norman Dodge. I'm a tax law expert advisor. I work mostly with physicians, dentists, and business owners. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm a registered investment advisor. I have all securities licenses and also have an insurance license. So I am now a founder of the best tax planning software in the industry. And this is something that I would like to share with you guys and see how you can accomplish the same goals or even greater than what I'm doing right now within your practice.
Awesome. And I see that you have your presentation up. Can you tell us a little bit of an overview of what
Yeah.
you're going to be covering today? I know you're going to jump into, unless you want to
Yes.
jump into the
So,
presentation.
yeah, I'm gonna jump into the presentation. The presentation is to give you an idea, to give you a scope of what I did, what I went through, able to make over $3 million in income, providing tax advisory services. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a CPA, I'm not EA, I am not a tax preparer. My core business is tax law. I teach CPAs, I teach tax attorneys how to best use the tax code. I'm not about products, okay? And what I'm going to share with you is what was my path and also give you an idea of how you can do the same thing or even greater than I am, because I'm sure you have more clients than I do. So 3%, how to make $3 million in tax advisory services in the next 12 months without having to invest money and time in social media to get new paying clients. Everywhere in the industry, and I'm sure you have experienced this, you hear people telling you that you need to go out there and search for high paying clients so you can make all this money. The truth is, you don't have to. You already have the client. What you need is you need a framework, a tool that is going to take you from where you are to where you want to be. And this is what I'm going to offer you. So, um, during the webinar, you're going to learn how to be able to do this. Now, keep in mind, this is not a software, okay? This is just a presentation. And then at the end, if you feel interested to transform your life, then you will go to the website and ask for a demo. Okay, you can request a demo starting tomorrow. Okay, who is this is for? This is for the individual who are already at CPA, attached at an accountant, an EA, has a tax preparation business, and someone who really, really want to transform their life and start making real money. Because I know the life of a tax advisor, of a CPA, of an accountant. I know the life because I've been collaborating with people like you for over 20 years. And I know that you guys feel overwhelmed with all the work that you're doing, and yet you're not making quite a bit of money. The average individual that I have met in the past, they're not even making $400,000 in income, and yet they have a book of business that it really scratches my head why they're not making over two, three, $5 million. And the reason is because they don't have a framework. Okay. But this is not for individuals who are afraid to take their business at a higher level. I mean, so many different tax preparation business prospect whom they have the book of business, but they're afraid. They think that they need to be expert in order to take their practice to a higher level. You don't do that. So I'm going to give you the framework so that way you can accomplish that. Now, in the end, I'm going to tell you which of your clients is going to help you make your first $1 million. Okay, if you stay at the end. Who am I? Why I qualify? Well, like I said, I'm a tax law expert advisor. I'm a registered investment advisor. My license is Series 7, Series 66, and insurance licenses. I am at the highest level of licenses here in the U.S. I'm highly monitored by the SEC, which is the federal government, and the state where I practice. I practice in 9 different states, including Texas, Florida, West Virginia, Tennessee. So I tend to practice also in California, where I can find most the Latino clients. I have saved, deliver $107 million in tax saving to my client over the years. Imagine 6 months from now, by implementing this framework, you having the life that you have, a thriving business, and having the financial freedom you always dream of. Okay, it would only require you to acquire the framework and put it in practice because you already have your client. You don't have to be searching for anybody else. You just need to classify your clients properly and start implementing tax planning or the framework. Now, you're about to jump into the tax season, right? Well, the tax preparation season. You're going to hear your clients complain to you or asking you, is there anything else that you can help them reduce their taxes? It happens every year, okay? The people that come to me because they are complaining about their CPA or their accountants. They've been with the CPA or accountant for over 10 years, 20 years, and they've been paying taxes every year. Well, guess what? They didn't have to. They don't have to. Under the law, if you hire a tax advisor, a tax strategist, you can actually not pay taxes legally because paying taxes mean you're overpaying taxes. Okay. So my goal here is to help you as a tax preparation person or as an accountant or a CPA, is to help you elevate your practice or your business by providing your client tax advisory services. Okay. I'm going to be repeating the same framework over and over again so that way it gets into your head the importance of this, okay? How to make $3 million in tax advisory services with your current clients in the next 12 months without spending time and money on social media to get high-paying clients. I'm going to be repeating this over and over again so I can help you get this in your head, okay? I have purchased all major tax hours out there. There's 5 of them, okay? And not one of them were able to help me fulfill the goal of my clients. Not one. There was no sophistication, But the worst thing of all is, and don't take this wrong, is that all these softwares were created by people who were either a CPA, accountant, okay? And what happened, what I learned, what I find out is they all have the same type of framework, okay? Me coming from the industry, okay, coming from the brokerage industry, the insurance industry, and being an expert in tax law allowed me to create my software in such a way that it's going to be extremely user friendly for you, but more important, it's going to be very, very sophisticated. Okay, that you're going to be able to learn fairly quickly and immediately put it into place. Now, this is the opportunity. The 3% tax truth tax planning software framework. That is the name of it. And the reason I say 3% is because I don't know if you're aware of, but the IRS every year reports the percentage of the population who do not pay personal income tax legally. If you're making anywhere from $200,000 to $500,000 in income, you fall within the 2.3% population who do not pay taxes legally. If you're making anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million, then you fall within the 0.4% of the population who doesn't pay taxes legally. Now, when you add those two numbers, it comes down to 2.7. So I decided to round up the number to 3 and make it a business. So that's why my software name is the 3% tax truth. Truth, because that's what the government is reporting. Now, let me minimize this. This is bothering me a little bit. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I'll try to make a move here now.
No worries.
Next one.
Thank you, Norman. As you're getting this information back up, I do invite everybody that's participating, whether it's on Zoom or any other platforms, social media platforms, feel free to submit any questions, and we'll be answering them at the end of the presentation. I'll read them out to Norm, depending on what platform you're using. But looks like it's back up, Norman.
Okay, thank you. So I started my profession. I studied finance. Okay, I joined the army after college, and after college, I was hired by Wells Fargo. So I became a top investment advisor with Wells Fargo. Then I went to Merrill Lynch, and I was a top financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. Then I went to New York Life, and I was a top financial advisor, a financial planner at New York Life. Then I became independent and immediately became a registered investment advisor and a tax law expert advisor. I then created the 3% true tax planning software or framework, and that took me to my first $1 million. So I became a multimillion-dollar after I did all of this. Now, the reason I did this, it wasn't so much because I got the software or sold the software, it's because it helped me use technology for everything that I was doing for my client. So for over 15, 17, 18 years, I did all my work manually. All those $370 million that I saved for my client, I did that all manually, okay? So now I created the software out of frustration, and now it helped me expedite my processes with my client, okay? Provide reports and all of that. So it made it very much simpler for me. And that took me to the 7 figures that I always dreamed of. So that is the background of it, the back story of it. Now, my desire was to provide tax advisory service to dentists and physicians, right? Now, what was my external problem? It was extremely difficult to get access to this type of prospects, okay? And every time I tried to do business with them, it was always difficult because the CPA really would block me off, okay? Would keep me from providing advice to my client. My internal issue, it was that as hard as I tried, I could not figure out how to get them to trust me, okay, or to speak with me. It was a matter of trust. It was a matter of issue of trust that these people, although I was good in what I was doing or what I was providing, I could not get their trust for them to become my clients. Okay. I started investing tens of thousands of dollars in sponsoring dental and medical association events. And I also conducted expensive seminars with no luck. I mean, I'm telling you, I used to invest over $250,000 every year doing all these kinds of events, right? And then I had an epiphany. Then I realized that the problem was not my experience nor my level of knowledge. It was just the fact that I did not offer a clear framework for the client. I was just pitching, okay, as opposed to providing a framework where through education, okay, the client would understood what I was trying to do for them. So I created a path, okay, for themselves for success, and including the tax, their accountants. So that's how I created the Tax Truth Tax Planning Framework or vehicle that started focusing on establishing partnerships with tax persons, client, and with other prospects. Now, granted, everything that I was doing manually, okay, I was doing it with a framework, but it was not presented as a framework. I was just doing uh, um, tax planning or tax advisory with no framework whatsoever. Okay, that's not how I was presenting it. I was presenting it more like a product. Now, then the client started conveying on me their frustration with their CPA. Okay, and that became a conflict. Okay, between me, not necessarily me with the CPA, but I felt very uncomfortable that as I was trying to work with both parties, the CPA or the tax person and the client, I was learning their frustration that they have with their own tax professional, and that was very difficult for me because now I got a better understanding why the client was overpaying in taxes. So once I created the framework, once I presented the path for the client, then what started happening is I started getting 100% of my client through referrals. Okay, so clients were offering me, referring me their friends and families and friends. And then what was happening is through that level of trust, I was able to then reduce their taxes tremendously or completely eliminate their taxes. And these people started become 3%ers, meaning they started becoming part of the 2.3% of the population who do not pay taxes legally. So I went from struggling to getting dentists and physician as client. I mentioned this previously, spending tens of thousands of dollars in annual event sponsorship, expensive seminars, coaching fees, to now getting 100% of my client through referrals. Now, that process, that framework, as I said, makes me a multimillionaire. So what is the tax advisory service framework? Is this. So create a 3% tax truth, tax planning software. That's what I did. Teach others how to use the software. Provide one-on-one advanced sophisticated tax strategy coaching. Teach the operating cost model for A and B clients. And offer direct implementation, contract payout plus bonuses. Let me make an emphasis here. Put in the chat if you have an insurance license. Please share with us if you have an insurance license. And also share with us if you don't have an insurance license, why you don't have an insurance license. Okay, let me pick an emphasis here. I need you to understand this. This is the law, okay? Helping your clients eliminate taxation is good, it's great, it's fantastic, and it's within the law, okay? But eliminating taxes for your client has consequences. Let me explain. In the US, we have two types of banking licenses. We have a federal license and we have a state license, okay? So if you are self-employed let's assume your client is self-employed, and you help your client completely eliminate their taxes. This is their consequences. No banks, no bank with federal licenses will give credit to a client. Mortgage, sometimes loans for cars, but primarily for mortgages. Because under the law, a federal licensed bank needs to and will require 2 to 3 years tax returns. And if you're self-employed, you need to show on your tax returns that you're making money. So if you're making money, that means that you are paying taxes. The federal licensed banks are the federal government's gatekeeper to ensuring the people pay taxes. Okay. The other license is a state license. Now, you may receive credit through a state license, but state licensed banks, they require 12 to 24 months average deposit, right? So you have to have a substantial amount of deposit, right, to be able to get credit. And if you do get credit to that way, then you have to more than likely more interest or higher interest than a federal licensed bank who requires tax returns. Now, why I bring this up? Because the way I teach my client is to eliminate taxation legally and then take all this money that you're saving and put it through a life insurance policy. Now, not just any life insurance policy, okay? There's Internal Revenue Code 7702. 7702 is the law that governs taxation on money in an insurance policy, okay? Meaning, if the money is inside of an insurance policy, the government cannot tax the money on its growth and distribution. So when I tell my client, I say, hey, I know you have an issue paying taxes. I will help you. I can help you. But you need to understand that if you're planning to purchase any future investment in real estate in the future or multiple vehicles or whatever, you may not get credit from the bank. But the way to alleviate that, we're going to structure an insurance policy in such a way that you're going to be able to finance your life moving forward. So that's what I do, people. I eliminate my client's taxes. We put the taxes, the save money, 60% of the money that we save in taxes, we put in the life insurance policy, we structure it. Then the client starts financing the life moving forward. So this is important because when you provide tax advisory services, you get paid in multiple ways. Number one, you get paid on the tax risk analysis. So let me share with you exactly what I do. So I charge $5,000 in the tax advisory on the risk assessment, okay? Then if the client decides to move forward, then I charge $30,000 on the tax plan. So the annual plan to implement all the strategies, I charge $30,000 that for client. And then with the client understanding that by eliminating taxes, we're going to structure a policy to make sure he or she can then finance their life in the future, then I get paid on commission on that. Well, I get paid 87.5% on everything that I do in insurance, okay? Now, when I have complex cases, which I quite often have, then I charge an additional 10 to 30% on the tax save. Because sometimes I have clients that have multiple entities, right? For example, I just did a case 3 weeks ago. This doctor out of Southern California, he had 21 clinics between California and Arizona. So it was a very complex case. I charged the 5,000. I charged the 30,000, the 5,000 for the analysis. I charged the $30,000 for the $30,000 for the annual plan. We did $2.1 million in life insurance. So I got paid 85.7% there. And then on top of that, I charged 20% on the $7 million tax bill that I saved them. So you will make a lot of money by implementing tax advisory software services. And with this framework, you're going to be able to do great things. Now, over 20 plus years in my practice, investing $1 million, over $1 million on my tax planning software, I discovered this the hard way. But because you're here, you're gonna get the easy way to do everything that I have done. Now, these are the 3 secrets of tax advisory services. Number one, secret number one, tax advisory services framework will help you make that $3 million plus in the next 12 months with your current client. Secret number 2, tax plan. You do not have to be a CPA, college graduate, or a tax law expert to create tax plan. The software will do that for you, will help you do that and implement it. New high-paying clients. Your book of business, people, is your mind, okay? What you need to decide is what type of mineral do you want to extract from it? Is it silver? Is it gold? Is it diamond? So that way you can become rich. There is no need for you to go out there and try to get high-paying clients. You already have your client. Become an expert with your client, okay? And then you can start bringing other people into your business, okay? Now, remember, when every client that you implement a tax advisory services, that client is going to pay you every year. Like when clients come to me and then I share my fee, they say to me, "Hey," they ask me, "Hey, is that a one-time fee?" Then my reply is this: unless you're planning to die tomorrow, yeah, this is going to be a one-time fee. But as long as you're making money, you need to file your taxes every year. And guess what? I'm going to be there for you to help you continue to successfully eliminate your taxation by implementing and managing your plan. So every year, and then guess what, people? Every year you can increase your fees, right? So what I advise to my clients is, for me, what I practice is, I increase my fee from anywhere from 10 to 30% every year. And guess what? The clients are so happy to pay it because they see in the result, they see in the framework, okay? Everything that I do for myself is the same thing I'm going to teach you how to do it for your practice and your client. So let's go over real quick with the framework for the secret number 1. So the framework for secret number 1 is you purchase the 3% tax planning software. You learn how to use the software. You get one-on-one advanced sophisticated strategic coaching. You learn the operating cost model, which is huge. The operating cost model is what makes me made the $5 to $6 million a year. Okay, that's a high-end, sophisticated type strategies that I use for my client. That is what makes me the biggest bulk of money. Okay, and then you get the direct implementation. Now, I don't know if everybody here are accountants or CPAs or just an insurance agent. But let me share this with you. I own an insurance agency that I'm paying anybody who's coming under me through my buying the software, the framework, and get contract under me. We paying 87.5% on everything that you do in insurance. Okay, you need to have that. If you don't want to do it with me, that's fine. When you go to my website, okay, and then I'm going to share with you, there's going to be 2 different pricing. There's going to be one for advisor. Those are people who are outside of me, and there one for accountants. Those who are will come under my insurance agency. Well, those people under me will get a direct contract and get that kind of pay. If you don't want to be under me or you're not interested on getting an insurance license, that's fine. But you can come under me, and under the law, we can do what is called what we call a referral fee. You can do that if you're not interested in doing insurance. But the bottom line is you need to be able to have the right framework from your client so they can save all that money in taxes and for you to make great income. Now, these are the latest three individuals who signed with me in the last quarter, and we implemented some strategies, and they already made over $3 million in the last quarter. Okay, John H is a CPAs, again, accountant, tax preparers, business owners, EAs, and insurance agents. When I say business owners, I mean like my clients, right? Or whoever is your client, this is going to work for them. Framework for secret number 2. Learn how to use the software. Learn how to create your first tax plan. Learn how to price your tax plan, learn how to price your tax advisory services, and learn how to internally promote your new services to your client. Secret number 3, get direct implementation contract payout plus bonus, that's me. Pay for one-on-one advanced and sophisticated tax strategy coaching. Buy the operating cost model and identify your A/B clients. Now, let me ask you a question. If you just did this 3 framework, right? Do you think you could have success getting the result you desire the most? Please put in the chat if you think you'll be able to do this, learning these 3 frameworks. Now, again, this is the 3 secrets of tax advisory services. As long as you cope this, as long as you're getting an understanding of this, there is no way, I'm telling you, there's no way that you will not make more than $3 million in tax advisory services in the next 12 months. There's no way. Okay? As long as you follow everything that you're going to be teach or taught, you're going to be able to do this. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that this can be something that will take you to the next level? Put it in the chat, please. Put in the chat if this is something that you have seen differently from all the things that you have seen before, and you think that this can help you get the level of success that you dream of. Now, this is what you will get, you're going to get when you invest in yourself today. You're going to get the 3% tax-true tax planning framework. And this is some of the things that you're going to be able to accomplish right away for your client. Instant tax saving report for your client, client-focused dashboard. Now, there is nobody here in the industry that provides a dashboard for the client. Everything that you're doing for your client on the software, right? The reporting, the client is going to be able to see it in their end, because they're going to receive their own credential to create their own dashboard. So I'm using AI within the software as well, and you're going to be able to automate strategy documentation. So everything that you're going to be able to do for your client is going to be highly documented and going to be very efficient. Now, this will solve the problem. If you feel today that you haven't been able to grow your practice, your business, well, this is going to solve this issue. Okay? It's going to be a vehicle to take you to the financial freedom that you have been seeking for I don't know how long you've been in business, but this is going to solve your problem. Now, this is what you're going to be getting when you invest on your future today. The 3% tax through tax planning software, I invested $1 million to get this done. Okay. And the other thing is, I am adding more and more tools into the software. Okay. Because remember, taxes changes every year. There's always new law, there's always new frame. So I'm adding more and more sophisticated things on within the software. So the value for that is $1 million. What else do you do to make sure you have success? An onboarding call to learn how to use the software. Okay. Let me tell you, people, what green represent the income that you're going to be able to earn. I'm not making this up. Okay. If you learn how to use the software, minimum that I have seen a client with a tax attorney or a CPA or a tax preparer with 100 client, they're making minimum $600,000 just learning the software. Okay. And they're grabbing what they call the low-hanging fruits, right? The small clients, they're not even dealing with the AB client, which is the most sophisticated clients, people paying over $50,000 in taxes. Those are what we consider A and B clients, okay? Total value of 1.6 million. What else are you gonna need? The advanced and sophisticated tax strategy coaching. Let me tell people, this is about $1.1 million value, understanding how to learn how advanced and sophisticated tax strategy coaching. That's how much it costs me per person to teach them how to do this, okay? That's a value of $2.6 million. What else are you gonna need? You're gonna have to learn the operating cost model for A and B client. Listen, this is what I make the money that I make, okay? This is what I make the $6 million in life insurance right here. So understanding the operating cost model allows me to write policies in premiums of 500,000, 600,000, 200,000, a million two on clients who are paying a lot of money on taxes and they need help to save these taxes. So what we do is, like I said, we eliminate a huge amount of taxation, and we put anywhere from 40 to 60% of the money that we save into life insurance policies. So right here, if you don't have life insurance license, you need to get your life insurance license and sign a direct contract with my agency. Now, what else you gonna need? This is it right here, the direct contract. Once you learn the A and B operating cost model, okay, for A and B client, easily, you will be doing over $6 million in annual in premiums. And of that, you will be paid 87.5% bonus. So the entire value. Okay. Found this on the web. Oh, my apologies. The entire value of the software framework is $13,350,000. What you thought? How much you think you will have to pay today for this framework if you were to purchase it? It's not going to be 13 million, okay? No, but this is going to be your real cost. Your real cost of not doing anything or not taking any action will be the opportunity for you to make over $5 million in income in the next 1 month, having the right clients, having the right processes, which is the framework. Okay? Now, but this is not the cost. For the general public, I'm saying this, if you're an advisor, okay? If you're an advisor, someone who's outside, who's just gonna buy the software and the framework, that person is $30,000. That is the price for the framework, which include the $15,000 for the software and then the $15,000 for the coaching. Okay, if you're an accountant and you're an accountant, and you're gonna come under me, right, and sign a contract with my agency, you don't have to, okay? But I just giving you the opportunity to. Okay, now that is $25,000, which include the software and the coaching. All right. Now that's for the general public, somebody who will go on my website and purchase it. But because you're here, and my understanding is that you are special, this is what I'm doing today. Okay. I'm selling the entire framework that is going to include the software and the coaching. Okay. That is your price. Able to see in actuality how the software works, how you're going to be able to implement this for your client. You're going to be able to see the report. You're going to be able to see all the savings of the money and the money that we're going to be able to put in an insurance policy to help our client not to ever pay taxes and be able to finance their life. So this is the price value for today only. So again, schedule your demo and for today, and then I'll be able to move forward. Oh man, come on, Norman. I'll be able to move forward and then um, be able to show you how it works. Okay. Any question? Again, this is the total value of the framework, and it's only $15,000 for you today. So, any question?
Uh,
You have any questions?
thank you. Yeah, thank
Uh,
you, Norman, for this presentation, and everybody else for tuning in today. I don't see any questions so far. At this point, we'd definitely open it up. I don't know if anybody here in the Zoom platform has any questions for Norman or any clarification that you'd like to hear from him. As this is also extended out to our social media platforms, whether you're following us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, any of those would work. Let us know if you have any questions for Norman. But for the time being, Norman, anything else that you'd like to point out from your presentation today, or a highlight that you'd definitely like to emphasize on?
yes. Thank you for the opportunity of the question. Yeah, it, I understand that it could be difficult for anybody to think that they can make that kind of money providing tax advisory services because they never done it before. You know what I mean? They have their book of business, they do the things that they do on a yearly basis, and they're making the money. But think about this. Almost 100% of the people who provide tax services, either an EA or even CPAs, they made the bulk of their money during the tax season, right? From January to April. And then they have to be doing all kinds of other things like, sell insurance, get involved with immigration services, all kinds of services in order to, supplement their life. And the reality is they don't have to do that if they provide tax advisory services because tax advisory services is for the entire year from January all the way to December 31st, which is the prime time that the government allows us to help our client not to pay taxes. So when you provide tax advisory services, tax planning for your client, you're going to be able to make that kind of money. So maybe people here might be, second questioning what I'm saying, or they're doubting it, especially if they don't have any questions. But this is true. This is real. This is real. What I'm going to advise you again to do is, please go to the website and book a demo and see exactly how this framework is going to help you transform your client's life and your life. That's all you have to do. Just go and book a demo, and I'm going to grant uh, uh, the price for today's event. Hello?
Oops,
Are you
sorry, I was muted.
there, Vicente?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so the website that you're talking about, is it the one on screen here,
Yes,
www.3percenttruths.com?
yes.
All
2% tax truth. Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, if anybody has any questions or would like to see a demo of how the software works, we invite you to sign up for the one of the demos. Go to the website www.3percenttruths.com, and Norman and
You
his team will set up a time frame for you guys and
you
go over the demo and answer any questions. Maybe even extend the offer that he has here today. I don't
yeah.
know. What would you want them to mention, or is there a code that they can use, Norman?
Vicente, this is how, no, it's already in the system, the code. So they just need to go there, and I will know who they are based on the list that you have.
Hmm.
I want to show them. I would like to show them something real quick since we have some time, right? We still have some time.
Yeah, we have a
Okay,
few minutes left.
okay. Let me share this real quick.
So while Norman is doing that, let us know if you have any questions. Again, if you want to see a demo, you want more information, you can reach out to Norman and his team. You can go to the website www.3percenttruth.com, and I will add that in the chat as well in all the social media
No,
platforms.
3% tax truth.
Yeah,
3%.
3percenttexttruths.com.
Yeah. I don't know. Am I trying to? Okay, got it. I'm trying to get to. It's not allowing me to go to. Okay, right here. So just to give you an idea, so this is the software, right? This is the and I have it here. So you're gonna be able to navigate, read everything that we're doing. Features. Here's the pricing for account tax advisor, annually pay for accountants, monthly. So about us, I mean, you're gonna be able to learn quite a bit. Now, the other thing I'm gonna show you real quick is this. I just finished with a client. I want to show you this. What's happening with this stuff here? I want to show you this real quick, right here. This is the presentation, part of the presentation I do for my client. Okay, every client that I get, and we do tax planning. So I show them the typical relationship with banks, okay, where we put money in our bank and the bank doesn't give us any interest or whatever, and the bank is lending the money to other people and charging interest. If you eliminate your taxes, I tell the client, you're not going to be able to get credit, even though you have money in the bank. Okay. So what we do is we go here, section 7702. That's Internal Revenue Code, section 7072. And we establish a relationship with a private mutual insurance company. And what happens is the insurance company, private insurance company, will give you a guaranteed rate on your money. Okay. And on top of that, when it declares dividend at the end of the year, it pays you dividend. Okay. So all this money on the 7702, the federal government cannot touch this money. Okay. Cannot touch the growth and cannot touch the distribution. So what we do is we leverage this money and we borrow from the insurance company reserve. And this is how we then invest on the things that we want to invest. We want to invest in the business. We want to invest in real estate. We want to buy a car that we need for work. We do that. Now, the interest that the insurance company charges for using its money, it's deductible as long as you're using that money for business. So the mechanism is we save the money in taxes, we put the money in life insurance policies, we structure the policy for the client to be able to borrow against that, and now they buy things and investing on the things that they want to invest. We favor real estate investment. So this is what we do. We save the money on taxes, we fund the policy, we structure the policy, we borrow, and then the client start buying real estate properties. They get all the depreciation, all the appreciation of the properties, and they have all the people paying the mortgages. So this is the complete mechanism that we do for our client in the back end. Once the one the people becomes our client, we do the tax report, we do everything else. That's how it works. Okay. So that's the mechanism that we use.
Perfect. So I don't see any
Any questions?
questions. No, I don't see any questions, Norman. So
Okay.
as we're wrapping up, I know a lot of people still have maybe some holiday shopping, closing out the year, getting ready for
Yeah.
these holidays. But yeah, if you have any questions for Norman or would like a little bit more information and in depth of on how this system, his system can be a great solution for you and your office, you can reach out to Norman. I put the website so you can sign up for a free demo
Okay.
with him and his team, and he will also be reaching out. Any closing remarks, Norman, as we finish up this broadcast today?
Yes, I will. Even though there's no any question, I still
Uh-oh. I think
appreciate.
you were
Yeah.
you broke out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I appreciate the time everyone took to attend the webinar, and we'd like to know that we are going to be providing this presentation next year throughout the year, so people can become more and more aware. And
We keep losing Norman in and out. But thank you everybody again for tuning in today. As mentioned, if you have any questions for Norman and his team, you can reach out to his website. It's in the chats, or you can give me a call. 866-936-2587. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Hopefully, everybody has a safe and great rest of your holidays, and looking forward to connecting with you guys soon. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.